from our meat. Especially with even whale.
Yeah, everyone's got their own
up north
pickling mukdak recipes.
I'm always calling my up north girls, like, you got that unalik?
Yeah.
They're like, you got some dry fish?
Yeah.
I just so happened to have my first event at AFN of 2017. So I decided to do the fry bread tacos and then our stews because it was really chilly. It was in October. So we did the salmon chowder and the reindeer stew and the fry bread as a meal. The fry bread tacos were a quick sell with the agurak, and then the real natives get plain fry bread. They don't want none of that powdered sugar.
Yeah.
We basically just started like that, and then it just kind of grew into this fry bread food truck menu. And I was inspired from a different fry bread food truck in Seattle, Off the Res. They're called Off the Res. Cool. So I'm inspired by their food down in Seattle, but I have my own bread recipe, and it's a bread recipe that I've perfected over time. If you're one of the girls in my family, you have to learn to make bread. By the time you're 10, you have to know how to make your dough. It's important. The fry bread pizzas just came because I was like, oh my gosh, people are going to get bored with my food truck if I only do tacos. So then we went to fry bread pizzas. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I need a fish taco. Fish tacos are the bomb. So it went to halibut tacos. And then I had a friend that was like, girl, you need to do the fry bread Phillies. And I'm like, what? I didn't even think of that. Heck yeah, pizzas, tacos, and Phillies.
Wow.
So we do that. And then the agudak, or what Inupiaq they say, akutak. And then Yupik say agudak. So once like the native community knew that there was a place that you could get a big bunch of agudak for $5, they're all over it. I sell out every single time.
Wow.
And then there are people from, like around the world that are like, Eskimo ice cream, I gotta try it. Mm-hmm. And then they always ask what I put in my agudak, and I'm like, berries and Eskimo kisses. They're like, no, really, we want to know. And I'm like, I can't tell you. I can't. Everybody has their own recipe, and I don't want to give mine out. It's just, if you go anywhere else and you ask how they make something, they won't tell you. You got to come here to get it. And then if you want to try, you could try. Make your own.
Which one would you say is the most popular dish?
Ever since the halibut tacos came out, that really expanded my followers. That one's kind of popular because we always run out of halibut. We can never meet up with the demand. But the fry bread tacos, what we started with, beef Alaskan tacos, are the #1 seller. Those are what we're known for. People always say you could sell them for more than $10, but they're always going to be $10 because that's our #1 seller. That's what everybody kind of knows us for. So we're just gonna, I don't know, it's between the halibut tacos and Alaskan tacos, which is, one of my other friends, Shelly, she said she didn't think I could get any better than the fry bread tacos or the Alaskan tacos. Because she had the chicken bacon ranch pizza after, and she was like, I'm still fry bread tacos, that's my favorite. And then she had the halibut tacos, and she was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that you could do better than the fry bread taco.
Yeah. So, what are your goals with Mobile Munchies 907?
So, the current goal, you have short-term goals and long-term goals. My short-term goal is to get that name changed to Northern Munchies. I have somebody that redid my logo because when I first started, I'm just like, come on, just slap a logo together. Let's go. I got to get started. And I didn't put I didn't really know my menu very well when I first started. So I just wanted a logo and I wanted to get started and that was it. Let's go. But so now I have a logo that's made and it's more fit to how special and unique we are. And I am also changing the name from Mobile Munchies to Northern Munchies. And I think that'll suit us much better. So that's my short-term goal, and that's going to be happening soon. Maybe we'll do the unveiling at AFN or something. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, like a relaunch or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and then, I don't know. I want to do this for a while and really get good at what I'm doing because, I'm still new. I'm still a beginner, and I still have a lot to learn. So I'll stay in this realm for a little bit, but eventually I want to maybe have a little cafe where, people can find me daily.
With Eskimo ice cream on the menu, there's been some questions about the ingredients that she uses.
I've even had the health department come up and they were just like, we want to know what's in your Eskimo ice cream. And I'm just like, berries and Eskimo kisses, thinking they're just a customer. But I look up at her hat and it said, Alaska Health Department. And I'm like, oh, no, we need to know for different reasons. And I'm like, oh, no, you don't have to worry. There's nothing migratory in there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to be my other question.
There's no Quaq in there. Don't worry. I'm not selling caribou fat.
It's native inspired, okay?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a really modern agudok. It's not something... definitely far from the traditional agudok that used to fuel our hunters and be a treat for our people. It's not a traditional agudok. It's definitely modern, sweet, and it's like a sweet treat for sure.
And having a mobile food truck, Leila reminds us to eat locally.
It is so important to eat locally. You should go out there and find out what our locals and their skill sets are, because if you're going to go to the same old, franchised operations, then you have no room to complain about that food because you knew what you were going to expect. With the local options, I'm telling you, there's so much talent out there. If you want to try something different, you should go local.
If you could give any other Alaska natives who are interested in this type of work advice?
Yeah, don't give yourself a way out. Once you find your inspiration, once you find a way of how you're going to show it to people and monopolize on that, don't take the way out, because there might be a way out, but don't give yourself that option. Keep going, because eventually it'll pay off. Eventually people are going to be like, oh, I see what they're doing. You can do it, and you can do it by just checking off the things you need to do on your checklist. Make yourself a checklist and keep on going, and don't give yourself a way out. Just go, just work. I guess this is more aiming to Native people. We have been raised in a time of being, I wouldn't want to say unsure of who we are, because we know who we are, but there's always been that insecurity of being who we are because of how others portray us or how others have politically attacked our people. We always have this insecurity if we're good enough or not. You are good enough. You're 5,000 times better than anything that's out there, because we're not really out there yet. People don't see the amazing side to our talents. So you are sitting on a gold mine just by being you and where you come from. So go out there and get it done.
That's our show today on part 1 of All About Native Foods, folks. These are your local Alaska Native neighbors, Tikaan Galbreath and Leila Smith, doing some amazing things in our community with respect to food. I hope their stories encourage you to re-examine your own relationship with food and your own goals and aspirations, whether in the health and food sustainability world or the food business world. Thank you to our guests for sharing their stories. Tune in next week for an episode I'm super excited about, LGBTQ in the Native community, where I'll be interviewing Jenny Miller, who is an identity youth mentor from Nome, and Will Bean, who is an advocate for the LGBTQ community from Wainwright. I'm your host, Alice Cunningham, over and out.
Coffee and Quaq, feed the mind, awaken the soul, drink the Kool-Aid, Tevra.